TikTok is a hell of a place, isn't it? We found Caleb there a while ago. I don't know if you remember him, but he's still banging his flat earth drum on there almost daily. But recently I found another one, and he goes by the name of the Flat Earth Geographer. And he thinks he's some sort of flat earth messiah. This is not going to go well for him. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. It's the 5th day of our 500k subscriber celebration week. Before we begin today, a quick thank you to the sponsors of today's video, Ekster wallets. Ekster is known for inventing the first trackable wallet, and they focus on making sustainable wallets, bags and accessories that help you get more out your day. The wallet is half the size of a conventional wallet. I mean, look at my old one. But it carries over 12 cards and cash as well. You can access all your cards at the click of a button with the signature trigger mechanism. It also has built-in RFID blocking, and that protects you from data theft and wireless skimming. And it's made from environmentally friendly materials like vegan Italian leather and space-grade aluminium. The solar-powered tracking device I have inside it here lets you track your wallet from your phone. And you can use the two-way ringing feature on that and get separation alerts. Just 2 hours in the sun for this beauty, and it's 3 months of charge. The Ekster wallet really is the perfect gift for a loved one. So click my link in the description and use my code SIMANDAN to get 55% off. And that's 50% from Ekster and an extra 5% from me. And get your gifts in time for Christmas. Right, back to today's video where we're taking a look at a flat earth TikToker called Flat Earth Geographer. Now he likes to go live on TikTok and then repost portions of that live stream as normal videos. We join him as he starts to discuss the sun with a live viewer. Let's get this done.
Oh, there's Globert. Oh, welcome, Globert Globestein. I knew he couldn't resist coming to this TikTok live. Where does the sunset come in? I already explained the sunset in the beginning of this video, but I mean, if we want to go over it again, since you've graced us with your presence, the sun is too high for us to, and going too quickly for us to really have that good of a look at it for too long after it's disappeared beyond our vision.
What do you mean by going too quickly? It moves 15 degrees per hour. That's not really supersonic, is it?
This is not a super complicated subject, but it's kind of hard to really get it into your head in a way that makes any sense that is going to be acceptable to your brain, because you just don't want to accept it. And you think this is some kind of gotcha thing. But the fact that you can't even show where gravity from the Earth is coming into play, like, and you call it, oh, it's definitely from the Earth. So many presumptions. You know, you're assuming all of these things about what you're seeing, but it's just in your head. Like, the fact that you see stars and you go, oh, I know they're millions and trillions and billions, all these light years away, like, your numbers, tell you that, but I have another number. I've got other numbers that are telling us different things. People have taken, measurements of celestial bodies from points on the Earth and come up with vastly closer differences.
We have catalogued over 1.5 billion stars, and we know the distance to all of them. You can work out their distances with a variety of methods, with help from their size, intrinsic luminosity, apparent magnitude, absolute magnitude, and of course their mass.
Now, are those numbers exactly accurate? I don't know that's the best way to really get it, unless you've got the biggest base. If you're going from north to south, you need to find the spot on Earth, like somewhere in like North America and South America, where you're on the same exact longitude, so that you can take your measurements of, say, the sun or the moon or whatever planet or star that you're trying to measure the distance away from you of. And if you can get to the point where you've got, that same measurement being taken at the same time from a place that's going to be the same basic distance from the object coming in from the east and going west, well, then you're going to be able to have a much closer measurement than, how many times has the sun's distance, let alone all the stars and everything, have been recalculated over and over and over and over again?
Yes, they have, but they've become more precise. If we take the sun as an example, originally it was Aristarchus who first had a go at this. And he postulated a distance that ended up being out by a factor of around 1,000. Not bad really, considering the time. Now his methods were refined, and over the next couple of thousand years we got closer to the value that we know today. Then in the 18th century, French astronomer Jerome Lalande used the data from the recent transit of Venus to get within 3% of the actual value of the distance to the Sun. My point is, that value has never flipped-flopped all over the place. It's just become more accurate to the results we know today, more precise.
You know, space we haven't even been to. And you want to sit here and talk about space as if that's proof of something existing that you have all this information about. Like, this is the trouble with science in this world these days. The way that people think they know things, they don't. They want to know. That makes complete sense. Look, Lobert Globstein, I know that you really wish that you had a full understanding of the realm around you. It makes you feel like a better being. You are more capable, more, able to create other amazing things in this world if you ever got off of your ass and stopped trolling flat earthers, right?
The projection here is quite unbelievable. That is exactly why flat earthers believe what they believe. It's a sense of superiority, like they think they know more than you. They think they're privy to a really big secret, and it makes them feel a bit special.
Like, maybe one day you could do something cool, Like, that would be awesome, I would be okay with that. I support you doing something productive for society and making a difference in this world, because I do that. I don't know if you got to watch all those other clips in my last live video, but I've written the most important legal argument ever and submitted to SCOTUS. I mean, you've not even written anything to SCOTUS, let alone something important, right?
You've written a legal argument for the Supreme Court of the United States, and you're also a flat earther. Something isn't adding up here.
So take a break, realize that you need to think about the Earth in different ways. There's so many different proofs of the Earth being flat and motionless, but you get hung up on the sunset or some other little, like, minute little detail that is really just kind of this really vague sort of topic when it's so hard to get into, right? So, I mean, with the proof of a motionless Earth, you would feel motion. All uniform circular motion is felt.
Not all uniform circular motion is felt. It depends on the forces acting on you and the angular velocity of that uniform circular motion. And in the case of the Earth, that is pretty slow.
Not to mention that we're supposed to be experiencing 4 different faster and faster motions within, like, the solar system and the universe itself, speeding away from some ridiculously, like, nonsensical creative Big Bang, like a creationary explosion. That concept alone is an oxymoron. Explosions blow things up. They destroy things, okay?
Good job we don't call it an explosion then. It's an expansion. I think I know what type of flat earther you are now. You're a personal incredulity flat earther. You can't believe that all this motion is possible, so you just dismiss it.
And what then, therefore, in this whole mythical concept of gravity, took your little first hydrogen and helium atoms and all the little molecules that are coming together, right? And how did, all these molecules, how did they all start to form together if it's only things of, that was Newton's theory, right? It needs to be big enough for the mass to attract other mass. Like, give me a break.
Yeah, definite personal incredulity flat earther we've got here. The disbelief is off the charts. Time is your answer there, my friend. It took hundreds of millions of years after the universe cooled enough for atoms to form and for the first stars to form. Gravity was working, but very, very, very slowly because of the small masses involved.
Or we're not spinning fast enough to feel it. No, we're spinning 1,000 miles per hour, apparently, at the equator. The reason why you think that's slow is because the Earth is supposed to be so massive that it takes so long for one point on that Earth to come back around to its original starting point.
Yes, angular velocity, and that is how you measure something in circular motion. Not with linear speed, like you just mentioned.
But that doesn't mean that there isn't a lot of acceleration being experienced, and on that little point, up against all of the air molecules blowing right by it at exactly 1,000, because every action has a reaction, right? So if something is moving past something at 1,000 miles per hour, that means that wind is going the other way at 1,000 miles per hour or something in that kind of range. It's going, there's that kind, maybe there's a loss in velocity because of friction. Okay, well, I'm with you on that, right? But the reality is that would be noticed. Smoke, fireworks, none of that stuff would ever even be, we wouldn't even notice smoke. We wouldn't ever have made fireworks as a species because they wouldn't be useful. They wouldn't do anything.
This SCOTUS thing didn't happen, did it?
It would be ridiculous. Flight around the globe, that would be silly too, because, really, you would just kind of have to, have hover machines that, would just float up in the air as best they can without getting blown away, and then wait for whatever spot, maybe there'd be some north-south moving, but if there's any need for east-west, it would need, just to wait for the Earth to come back around, right?
Oh dear. The atmosphere is moving with the Earth. That is a fact. Planes fly through the atmosphere and they retain Earth's linear speed when they take off. It's conservation of momentum. The plane is moving at a speed relative to the ground. So let's say a plane flies at 500 miles an hour and it's flying along the equator. If it's flying east, it's flying 1,000 miles an hour plus 500 miles an hour to the east. But when it's flying west, it's flying 1,000 miles an hour minus 500 miles an hour to the east. Yep, you heard that right. To travel west, you fly east, but slower than the Earth is going east. Make sense?
And oh yeah, what about space suits? You need space suits out in miracle, magical space, right? Space suits, what do they require? You know, they need to be pressurized a certain way because of the vacuum of space. Now I know Sci-Fi Dan was mocking Eric DeBay and laughing all about how, oh, it's not, you don't know what a vacuum is. It's not like something you clean your house. It's not like, you know, in Spaceballs when the maid goes from suck to blow.
I wasn't expecting to be featured, and he was not happy that I was going after his idol, Eric DeBay, was he? But of course, I was right then. Vacuums don't suck.
I added that little part because that would probably have been a funnier clip had he talked about Spaceballs. But anyway, it's not that. Okay, really? Then why the space suits? Why do we need special suits to go out in space? Oh yeah, don't forget about the Van Allen radiation belts, right? Like these incredibly lethal things. All of these things that they are telling you that are there that would prevent us from going there. And then they tell you they went anyway, and it's like, oh, yep, they did it. They're magic. They figured out a way around all these issues.
If space was fake and the moon landings didn't happen and all of that, why say all of that stuff that makes it seem harder? Why not just say, yeah, it was easy?
And they made this amazing lander out of like tinfoil and duct tape and like rolls of like, you know, paper towel roll, you know, cardboard, you know, like... What the hell?
But it's not made from cardboard, is it? Or paper towels. Most people don't realise it was not the lunar lander that got the astronauts to the moon. It was the Apollo Command and Service modules. The lander was just that, a lander to get to the surface.
Oh wait, we couldn't keep those things. We couldn't. We got. Oh yeah, I saw something about how they had some dust from the landers that, you know, that they're now discovering the moon is like 400 million years older than we had previously thought. Like, oh my God, they kept the dust from the lander, but they couldn't keep the landers themselves. Okay, there, Glober Globstein. I don't know if you work for the government or you're just really dense and don't get, you know, that maybe if you were a little less dense, you would float away or something, you know?
Good joke. But yeah, of course, you would know that half of the lander is actually left on the moon when the astronauts take off again. The other half is jettisoned once the astronauts are safely back on board the Command and Service modules.
Like, I don't know. But let's see, what else have you said here? Let me try to get back on your comments. You kind of spam me a bit like that. There's no atmosphere in space. Oh, yeah. Because it's a vacuum, according to you, and that would suck away air unless it had a barrier. Because, hey, guess what? That's what vacuums do. They equilibrate when they are exposed to non-vacuums. You have two different, like, pressure systems. They're going to blend together as best they can.
And they sort of do. The atmosphere has a pressure gradient. It gets thinner and thinner the closer you get to space, but again, vacuums do not suck. Look, we've had a lot of fun today listening to the Flat Earth geographer, but for now, we are all done and dusted for another Flat Earth Friday. Maybe we'll take a look at him again in the future. If you'd like me to do that, let me know in the comments and we'll make it happen. Right, thanks very much for watching today. Truly is appreciated. As always, I really hope you're enjoying this 500k subscriber celebration week. We've got another 2 videos to go still, another 3 if we include the live stream. Of course, if you like this one, please do subscribe to the channel and hit that thumbs up button too. That'd be very much appreciated. Just enough time to once again thank Ekster Wallets for sponsoring today's video. Remember, click the link in the description and use my code SIMANDAN to get that 55% off. I've been SIMANDAN. Have yourselves a great day and I'll see you tomorrow for day 6 of the subscriber celebration week. And you can't have one of those without Phuket word. See you then.